What about you? Today I'm going to show you how to make your lawn flat and level. We're going to be leveling a really bumpy lawn. I'm going to show you some tips that are going to be easy to follow step by step. Let's go. Welcome back. Now, to find any humps and bumps in your lawn, you're going to need some tools. You can't just have a visual inspection and just look over the lawn. Having a straight edge is going to really help. So you might have a level. Alternatively, you could use a couple of different boards. Now, you want them to be reasonably straight. If you don't have anything like that, you could also just use a bit of string. Now, before we do anything, let's get the grass cut, because it's going to be easier to see the humps and the hollows if the grass is that bit shorter. Let's go. So we'll have the grass cut. Now let's go and have a look and see where the humps and bumps are in this lawn. This is a good example. You can clearly see that there's a big gap in between there. If you're enjoying this video, smash that like button, really helps me out, and subscribe for more videos like this. Let's get on with it. For today's project, we're not going to be using anything fancy. I'm using topsoil that I sourced from a local builder's merchant. I'll just show you it. So there's going to be some stones and stuff in this. It's not particularly well screened. It's going to do really well for in there. I'm going to show you how we're going to deal with any stones that might happen to be in it. So look, let's start. Whenever you're filling in humps and hollows, it's really important. The bigger the dip, you don't want to fill a big hole all at once. You want to just put little amounts in and then stand it down to make sure that it's going to be good and firm. Your feet is enough weight to compact something down. You don't need to use any specialist tools or roll it or anything like that. So let's get on with that. As I explained, it's important. You don't want to fill the hole right up. You want to have a bit of a layer, stand it in, and then put on your final layer, depending on how deep the hole is, but you want to do it at least twice. So even though we put a lot of soil here, you can still see, you can see there it's still very low. It never fails to amaze me the amount of soil you use whenever you're filling in holes like this. Just as I rake this off here, you can see that there's some stones on the surface, some small stones. It isn't the end of the world. Now I'm going to leave it slightly higher, and then we're going to compact it down. It may need a bit more after that, but any stones that you have, just put those into the bottom of the next hole, easy. What we're doing here, the downside of doing it like this is it may sink a little. Whenever the grass underneath, if it starts to die and rot down, you may find that if you just cover your lawn with soil, whenever grass underneath it starts to break down, you might find it sinks a bit. So that's a downside to do it like this. I already put 2 barrows in this hole, but you can still see there's a gap there. So whenever you use the board, you can really see the difference. If you just look at it with your eye, it's not so noticeable. Whenever you put the board across it, it's really, really noticeable. So just going to give a wee shout out to Mark at Eglintown Timber. I phoned him a couple of days ago and he got this stuff down to me really quick. Thanks very much. So I'll put the first barrel in, now I'm going to stamp it down and then I'm going to put the next barrel down. Put a bit in, stand it down, put more in, easy. It's always surprising how much soil you actually need. We've gone through nearly a ton bag and I'm down to my last 2 barrows. So I'm just going to have a look around the lawn and look for the worst areas and then concentrate on it. Anytime I'm cutting the grass here, it's always really hard sort of cutting the grass up this hill because there's quite a big undulation here. So we're going to use the last couple of barrows in this section. Today we've just been using this rake. We use these here for the scarf fan. They're really good because of the teeth on them. They're also really good for the landscaping as well because you have this straight edge on them and it's very wide and it's very, very good if you want to do the leveling like we have done today. I'll leave an affiliated link where you can pick one of these boys up off Amazon. Now I just want to show you another tool that a lot of people use. These are a bit more expensive. These are called the lawnlet. They're for leveling lawns. We'll have a go at this here just on this bit and we'll level this out. So if you don't have a rake or if you don't have a lawnlet, I'm going to show you another method that you can use just to level off the surface and get it really nice. Let's do that now. Whatever you use for this, you can use a level or you can use the board, but you need to make sure that it goes from one side of the soil to the other. I'm just on a final rake. I want to give it just a light rake, not too hard, just enough to give the seed something to catch into. We're just going to take our grass seed and put it onto their patches now. If you really wanted to be really particular, you could weigh it all out and just do enough for each size. Most of the time with grass seed, if you just throw it out, I say like throw it out like chicken feed, it works quite well. We'll have the seed down on top of the soil. I'm going to give it a really light, gentle rake. It's important to get good seed to soil contact. And then we're going to stand it down in. We're going to give it a final stand on. So we just want to make sure that the seed's in good contact. I'm going to take some of our Premier Lawn's pre-seeder fertiliser and put it down on top of that. To feed small areas like this, you don't need a spinner for it at all. Again, you can just throw it out the way you would do the grass seed. But you just want to be careful that you're not throwing it down in lumps, you're just throwing it a small amount at a time. If you were really concerned about it, you could measure this area out and then just put out enough. I have 2 more steps to show you, really important ones. A lot of you guys are always asking me, how do we stop the birds? So my dad here, he has got the Irish scarecrow. Go ahead, Dad.
Hungry birds, prohibited. Go feed and fly someplace else.
For my final tip, we use topsoil for this job. If you're wondering why we didn't use sand, sand doesn't really have any place in your lawn. But if you want to learn more about why you shouldn't use sand in your lawn, watch this video next. Go ahead, click that.